What if the Earth suddenly stopped spinning? This isn't just a fun thought experiment. It's a dive into some seriously mind-bending physics. Right now, everything on the planet's surface, including you, me, and the very air we breathe, is moving eastward at over 1,000 miles per hour, thanks to the Earth's rotation. If that rotation were to stop instantly, the law of inertia would take over the most dramatic way possible. Imagine you're in a car that slams on its brakes. You lurch forward, right? Now multiply that force by 1,000. Everything not bolted down to bedrock would be launched eastward at supersonic speeds. Buildings would be torn from their foundations, trees would be uprooted, and oceans would surge inland, creating unimaginable tsunamis that would scour entire continents clean. It would be an extinction-level event of epic proportions, happening in the blink of an eye. The sheer kinetic energy released would be catastrophic. The friction of the atmosphere, scraping across the land at such incredible speeds, would likely ignite global firestorms. So in short, a sudden stop would mean game over for almost all life on Earth. But what if the stop was more gradual? Let's say the Earth slowed to a halt over several years. This scenario is a little less immediately apocalyptic, but just as world-changing. The first thing we'd notice is the day-night cycle. As the Earth slows, our days and nights would get longer and longer. A 24-hour day would stretch into a 48-hour day, then a week, a month, and eventually, a full year. One side of the planet would face the sun for 6 straight months, while the other would be plunged into a 6-month-long night. The side facing the sun would experience extreme heat. Temperatures would soar, oiling away oceans and turning vast landscapes into scorched, uninhabitable deserts. Life that couldn't migrate or adapt would perish. Meanwhile, on the night side, the opposite would happen. Without sunlight for half a year, temperatures would plummet to Arctic, even subarctic levels. Any remaining water would freeze solid, creating immense ice sheets that would cover half the globe. The temperature difference between the day side and the night side would be extreme hundreds of degrees. This massive temperature gradient would create the most violent weather imaginable. Air from the cold, high-pressure night side would rush towards the hot, low-pressure day side, generating constant, planet-circling winds of incredible speed. These wouldn't be like any storm we've ever seen. They would be permanent, global hurricanes, making any kind of surface travel or construction impossible. The transition zone between day and night, a narrow strip of perpetual twilight, might be the only place with potentially survivable temperatures. This terminator zone would slowly creep around the planet over the course of the year. Any surviving humans or animals would have to become permanent nomads, constantly migrating to stay within this habitable sliver of land, forever chasing the dawn or fleeing the sunset. And that's not all. The Earth's rotation is what creates its slight bulge at the equator. Our planet isn't a perfect sphere. It's an oblate spheroid. Without the centrifugal force of the spin, gravity would take over and pull the Earth back into a more perfect spherical shape. This would cause a monumental redistribution of the world's oceans. The water piled up at the equator would migrate towards the poles. This would expose a new, continuous belt of land around the equator, creating a single supercontinent circling the globe. Meanwhile, the polar regions would be drowned, forming 2 massive polar oceans. The familiar world map of continents and oceans would be completely redrawn. All our coastal cities, all our nations defined by their shorelines, would be gone. The Earth's magnetic field, which protects us from deadly solar radiation, is generated by the motion of the molten iron in its core, a process tied to the planet's rotation. If the Earth stopped spinning, this protective field would likely weaken or disappear entirely. Without the magnetosphere, the planet's surface would be bombarded by charged particles from the sun. This radiation would be lethal to most forms of life and would strip away what's left of our atmosphere over time. The twilight zone might offer a temperate climate, but without a magnetic shield, it would still be a radiation death trap. So, a non-spinning Earth would be a planet of extremes. Extreme heat, extreme cold, extreme winds, and extreme radiation. A planet with a single supercontinent and two giant oceans. It would be a world where day and night last for 6 months, and the only hope for survival is to live in a perpetual state of twilight migration. It's a stark reminder of how finely tuned our planet is. The simple, constant, and often forgotten spin of our world is the invisible force that makes life as we know it possible. It's the silent engine that drives our days, our weather, and our very existence. From the gentle lapping of waves on a shore to the life-giving warmth of the sun, it's all connected to this cosmic dance. So next time you watch a sunrise, maybe give a little nod of thanks to our planet's relentless, life-sustaining spin. It's a good thing it's not stopping anytime soon. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more journeys into the what-ifs of our universe.